All right, so here's demo of the ocean generator that I've been working on for a little bit. Basically, I have this working with multi-threading for the mesh generation. I'm using compute shaders for like the Gusner waves. I might have pronounced that wrong, but it's a math formula being used to calculate like the waves, visuals, like the tangent, normal, and the displacement of the water. As you see, I actually have shadows working with the water, and even the shadows are actually displaced by the water refraction. So I do have refraction working, reflections. I actually have it where you can actually bake light data into it. So if you want a little bit better performance, I'm actually using adaptive probes in scene. So I can actually go here. You'll see that I actually have like an adaptive probe that I'm literally setting up for this scene. So I got a few other things too. Like if I actually go here, I can actually change some of these stuff for like the absorbent, which can actually like change color. I actually have it where you can change like the foam. You can change some of the wave data. You can actually use Fourier's for transform. So you can actually make 3 different waves, and using Fourier's for transform, it'll actually calculate the waves together. So you can actually make like a choppy waves for like storms, calmer waves, or like deep water waves that are caused like during like earthquakes, stuff like that. But it actually has decent performance. I do have V-synced, but it's like running like at 60 frames. And I can even like zoom out with the camera. So I'm gonna like try to get as much of it as I can with the camera. You'll see that I can actually get quite a bit out. It's not that big of a mesh either. It's like actually very small mesh. I can improve performance a little bit. For the shaders and stuff, I actually have the shaders all documented out. So if anybody ever wants to read how some of this is done, everything, I actually do have like the shaders, the math, the explanation of it. Like I said, I am multi-threading this, so I am actually using the job system to create some job handles. Shout out to Catlight Gaming or Catlight Coding. They have a nice little like coding article to how to do stuff like this. Basically, I have a mesh generator and a mesh stream, and the mesh stream basically streams like direct vertex data, and basically that's how I'm generating the mesh for the actual ocean. And then I'm using HLS to create like common files to allow for easily creating different types of water, like infinite water, pond water, stuff like that. And I have some shaders with like light calculations and a few other things. But I do have a lot of the code documented, so if anybody ever wants to like read through this, whenever I do put this up for public use, it'll actually be free to use. Anybody can use it. Use it however you want. I am working on a custom editor for it right now, but just to show off a couple other things, I can actually go here. I'm actually going to grab the seafloor real quick. There is a depth setting too. I'm actually going to get out play mode because I actually do have like the C4 actually as a static object. So as you see, whenever I raise the like seafloor, you'll notice that the water will actually calculate like how dark it should be, because if the water is like shallow enough, the light can actually reach the bottom of the water and actually bounce back up. And that's why you can get like different like lighting effects whenever the water is very shallow. So as you can see here, like you can also control like how much foam is generated on shallower water, because usually whenever like ocean water is like hitting the beaches and stuff, you'll have like a different set of like foam and everything. So as I raise this plane up, and you can literally see it's just like a plane, I can actually use it to like set up like different effects for like how the foam looks, how the water looks, and all that kind of stuff. And just to show, I can actually go here and I can actually change the color of this. So I'm gonna actually change this to black. So the plane's black now. If you see, I put it underwater because I'm using a like actual like physics calculations for some of the lighting. You'll notice that as I change the color of the plane, if I go and get like in play mode, this would be easier to see in play mode actually. So if I actually go into play mode and I actually change the color of the mesh, you'll notice that by changing color mesh, I get like subtle effects of like deeper, darker water and like murkier water. So you can actually use like a like just a plane as a seafloor to actually change the effects. And now if I actually change the y-axis, if I actually raise it up, you'll actually be able to see that the water gets a little bit more darker, gets a little bit more choppy, like a storm. But yeah, I'm still working on it. There's a few other things I need to do, but I want to share this.